What's up, my good people of the internet? Dan Tortora hanging out here with you today, and I appreciate you as always for being a part of the show here where sports meets life. Big time show coming up for you today. Very excited. A lot of great things happening on the Heights at LeMoyne, especially this week. So excited to share those with you inside of Ma and Pa's Popcorn.com's What's Poppin', letting you know that you are with us on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com, internet streaming radio from all over the world. Once the shows go live, they hop into the archives. You can go and check out a bunch of shows on Podbean alone, over 1,600 episodes on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube. You'll find Wake Up Call. All you have to do is go on any one of these channels and search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT, to find us there. So, with that being said, Syracuse had a phenomenal play last night. And, you say, Dan, why are you saying phenomenal? And why are you saying it twice? They almost gave it up. Because Syracuse is continuing, in my opinion, Syracuse Orange men's basketball is continuing to find themselves. They're continuing to grow. They're continuing to move forward in a positive way. See, toward the end of the season, some teams fall apart. Some teams get mad at each other. Some teams, you remember just, a couple weeks ago, a few games back, there was this back and forth, right, on the sideline. It looked like there was some argument going on, and then it looked like maybe there was something else that was going on after that. And yet, here we are today with a team that is finding its way. They're moving forward. They're doing things that need to be done. And it's not one person. It's not just one individual that's playing really well. It's not always Chris Bell. It's not always J.J. Starling. It's not always Q. It's not always Judah. It's not always Malik Brown. It's not always Justin Taylor. It's a bunch of different student athletes at different times coming together to utilize their skill set. And I think that the team is realizing more and more, hey, this is my skill set. This is what I do. This is what I can bring. This is how I can move forward with this team in a positive way. And it's fun to watch. It's exciting to watch a team grow and blossom and find who they are. People say, are they going to make this? Are they going to make that? What about the tournament? What about this? What about that? Hey, listen, that's all well and good. That is all well and good. But ultimately, when I look at this team, I look at, are they growing? Are they learning? Are they evolving? And they are. The Syracuse Orange have found a way. The women's team, fantastic. Taking care of business, doing amazing things. It's only Felicia Leggett-Jack's second season with the team, and they're already doing awesome things. When we look at this men's basketball team and we look at Adrian Autry's first season as the head coach, there are kinks. There are things to work out. You also have to remember, these are a lot of sophomores that are on this team, right? They were freshmen last season, true freshmen last season, Malik Brown. You look at Judah Mintz, Claudia Copeland, Justin Taylor, all freshmen last season. And then you look at the team now and say, okay, J.J. Starling transferred in. Kyle Cuff Jr. transferred in. Naheem McLeod, who's injured but transferred in. So there's a lot of youth, there's a lot of new, and there's a lot of figuring things out. And in the world we live in today, people don't want to give time to figure things out. They just want things to be figured out. They just want everything to be done. Some people think, hey, if I want to fix a lamp, I'll just think about it, and then somebody will fix it for me. But that's not how life works. This team's been through adversity. Naheem McLeod, 7'4" center, goes down with an injury, out for the season. You don't have Peter Carey. You have him sometimes. Good to see him out there. Benny Williams eventually departs from the team completely. And yet here they are, continuing to move forward. Here they are, getting better. I told y'all about Q. I said he may go down not as a good player on this team. Quadir Copeland might go down as one of Syracuse's greatest players of the last decade. And he might do more than that. Because when has Syracuse had a point guard, and I'm going to say point guard, when has Syracuse had a point guard like Q in a long time? A guy who consistently is throwing no-look passes, who sees where other people are, who knows how to release. He went to the basket yesterday. He saw a guy coming. He's got the ball up in the air, and he went like that. He just let it go. He saw it, he angled it, and he just dropped it like that. There's a lot of success that's been happening with Syracuse, and congratulations to them for that. With that being said, on today's broadcast, in hour number 1, I'll be joined by the athletics director of LeMoyne College, that being Bob Beretta, for an all-new AD and DT. This AD and DT is a primer to get you set for Giving Day, which is happening this Thursday, February 29th, 2024. And in hour number 2, I will have a very heartfelt sit down with Dick Kenyon. You do not want to miss a second of this. Dick Kenyon allowed his family and him, I want to thank Kathy and Rick, allowed me into their place of business to sit with Dick Kenyon, and they put out everything onto, they had stat books and all of these programs from history, and history literally will come alive in hour number 2. Do not miss a second of it. As Dick Kenyon, LeMoyne men's basketball alum and the keeper of LeMoyne's single game scoring record for 70 years before it was broken this year by Kai Cleary. He will be with me in hour number 2, and I cannot wait to share that with you. With that being said, my picture-in-picture is here, and the man of hour number 1 is with me, Mr. Bob Beretta. Bob, how are you?
Morning, Dan. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. And, Bob, we have a lot of stuff to get into, a lot to unpack, because tomorrow is a crucial day for LeMoyne. It's a very important day. And in the couple of years that you and I have worked together, and we've had this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership between my company and LeMoyne College, I've been able to see success, record-setting days, over $1 million raised. And it's been incredible how the Finn family has responded. What can you tell us about why this year, this specific Giving Day is so important?
Well, Dan, thanks for the opportunity. For sure. I mean, it is critical for our livelihood. It really is particularly in time in athletic where we're transitioning to Division One. Every is so crucial and critical to our ability to advance the program in a way that's meaningful for our experience that we deliver to our students. Talk about transformational experience, and I think it's so important the support that we receive, the philanthropy. It's a critical part. We talked about that from the start as we were discerning whether to go Division One or not. Was, hey, a big part of this is going to be philanthropy. We're going to need assistance for all here. The entire Finn family. We're going to ask them to step up and contribute in any way they can. And we like to talk about time, talents, and treasures here on the Heights. And this is one time when we're going to ask for people's treasures to give to the level that they feel comfortable and know that it's going to go to a tremendous ability for us to serve our student athletes in a way that perhaps we weren't able to previously.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, it's such a unique time for LeMoyne, and it's been such a successful time. And you and I discussed this a couple weeks ago, that we see women's soccer go and get the first win as a full D1 institution. We look at women's tennis get the first win in the NEC. We look at the men's soccer team make a postseason in their first season as a Division I program. We look at the women's basketball team firmly in the top 2 of the NEC right now, and a hair from being the number 1 seed. We look at the men's team in when we look at men's basketball, that they have found their way to the postseason as well, and they will move forward in the postseason. We have seen the recently here LeMoyne Volleyball out recruiting and getting their commitments and building toward the future with Susan Kim. We know that golf is getting a simulator that you spoke about and Joe Tesori spoke about with me, the men's and women's golf head coach. Lacrosse, women's lacrosse opens up with a victory. Men's lacrosse opens up with a victory. Men's lacrosse defeats Wagner, who's in the NEC, even though there's independence right now for the men's lacrosse team, but a plan for the future. We see them defeat a team that is an NEC member, and we see California come across coast to Lemoyne and go home with a loss 9-6. There are so many stories, swimming and diving over the weekend, setting records again, placing again, top 3 again, coaching staff recognition. Lemoyne across the board has been more than showing Division I was the place. And so when they give this year, they're giving to student athletes and to coaches who have dedicated themselves to the mission, and they've been very successful.
No, well said, Dan. We have had more than our share of reasons to celebrate this year, whether that's team victories, individual victories. Well, Patrick Scott at the NEC Championships, our 1 meter diver, he sets an NEC Championships record and wins the 1 meter board in our first year at Division I. So it's been across the broad spectrum, as you just so eloquently outlined. It's not just one sport or two sports. It really, you could look at every single program that's competed to date and pick out a couple of highlights, even the spring sports that are just gearing up right now. We feel like there's going to be more in the pipeline. And this is only year one. Again, yeah. Folks need to remember that we made this announcement on May 9th last year. So it did not impact our recruiting classes until the future recruiting classes, that the opportunity to recruit with the notion that we were going to participate at Division I level. So yeah, I am so proud of how our student athletes continue to compete. We asked them, you've heard me say this multiple times, we asked them 3 things going into the year: to compete ferociously, just relentless competition in training and practice sessions and in competitions; 2, represent the institution with class, dignity, and integrity. I think that we've done that exceedingly well, as we always have, and knowing the student athletes that we bring in here, we always will, and our coaches, how they set that standard. And then we've asked our student athletes to just enjoy the moment. And it's been interesting. I've spoken to many throughout the course of the year and read comments and hear conversations, and some of those student athletes that might have had a bit of anxiety, were a little bit cautious about this move, that
yeah,
Division I's not what they signed up for, perhaps. And now to hear the comments are completely different. There are some things that we have to work through from an adversity standpoint in terms of challenges and being eligible for NCAA championships, and there's going to be some growing pains, and from time to time, you'll see a team be victorious one day and maybe get blown out the next, and that's all part of the process. That's part of building our program, building our rosters, gaining depth, all those, learning what it takes to win consistently at this level, learning what it means to maybe acclimate to a new travel regimen in terms of when the league has its conference games. Whether before it might have been in basketball Wednesday, Saturday, now it's a quicker turn. It's a Thursday, Saturday, or a Friday, Sunday, and now it's one less day. And hey, we're all creatures of habit, but there are no more creatures of habit than coaches and athletes. I can tell you that. So when you get them out of a routine, it takes a little bit of time to acclimate. And I'm so proud of how we've acclimated in this first year.
Yeah, and like you said, there's all these things that happen behind the scenes, and there's all this activity, right, that's going on as the student athletes and the coaches prepare themselves to go out there and to have victories in the classroom, victories on the courts, victories in the pools, victories on the fields of life. There's other things that have been done. Now, I want to go to something that you and I have spoken about before. In the first few months that we sat down in your office, you said, I have phases. This is my first phase, this is my next phase, this is my next one. But the first thing that I want to do, the first things that I really want to bring in here when we start constructing things, is I want to make sure there's a concession stand and a restroom area at Ted Grant Field. We have soccer there. We have lacrosse there. I want there to be a facility there for our fans. for our students, for everybody that gets involved in the community. I want to go to baseball and I want to make sure those dugouts have changed. I want to improve what it looks like when they're on the field. I want the away team and the home team to feel the effort, the enthusiasm, and the purposeful action in building up the baseball program and what the baseball facilities have. And I really believe that we should have a press box at softball. I believe that that is a must for us. You told me those things. You laid those things out. And as I've told you countless times, I speak for a living. You meet thousands of people. A lot of people talk. A lot of people say things. But when you said them, they got done. To respect for you and your word, to the work of President Dr. Linda Lemira, to Pete DeLaura and the entire Board of Trustees, to everyone that helped to plan this and get this set. When we speak about Giving Day and we speak about where does the money go and who does the money help and how do we see it, we've already seen LeMoyne say, we're going to invest. And then you did. It wasn't, hey, Dan, here's our plan, and then it turns out to be something smaller, something different. It turns out not happening. That money went there. There was dedication to it. And if there was a snag here or a hang up here, you fought through it to make sure that you kept your word. And I think it's really important on Giving Day for you to share, Bob, that when LeMoyne says it's going to do something, when LeMoyne plans to do something, that you've carried it out already, and that these weren't Division I choices, these were LeMoyne choices, and how giving on Thursday, February 29th, will give to the next phase, to the next promises that you've made.
Yeah, thanks, Dan, so much for that. And it's really a tribute and a testament to our leadership, Dr. Lemura, Joe Grasso, our VP team, the job that Jim Joseph, our dean of the business school, but also our VP for advancement innovation right now. All those folks, we work on this together, and I felt confident that we were going to be able to execute because I know the people. And despite some adversity, and we haven't talked about that, but there were cost overruns throughout the process, and it
Yeah.
just goes with construction. And but our college stepped up and invested at a higher level, and athletics stepped up and invested at a higher level, and we were able to do that through in large part the donations that we've received here on Giving Day and in other areas, whether that's giving to the capital projects plan or giving to our general fund. So on Giving Day, folks can give to certain programs, and 10% of those gifts will go to our general fund. But if folks want to impact all 400 of our student athletes, I really highly encourage them to donate to the general fund or the capital projects plan, because if it goes into the general fund, my word on the dollars that we spend out of that general fund, we're going to utilize it for initiatives that affect and impact positively all 400 of our student athletes. It won't go to one program. It's going to go to all. So that whether that's bringing in a speaker like Kate Fagan to talk about mental wellness, whether that's to hire a nutritionist, whether that's to use those dollars towards our fueling stations now, right? That help provide the energy to fuel our fins, all those things, and the capital projects, it's critical to our success. And when we had cost overruns, as an athletic department, we were able to step up and add more money towards those projects. The baseball dugouts significantly higher than what we anticipated. The press box significantly higher than what we anticipated. But we faced those challenges head on. We were able to contribute more dollars towards the project in athletics, and the college stepped up and invested more than they had anticipated. So again, it's not just in athletics. We take our lead from the president on down, and President Lemura sets that bar very high, that standard very high. Joe Grasso and our VP for finance, I can't thank him enough for the support that he's shown since the day that he stepped on this campus, and certainly throughout this transition. And we do have more phases. We want to finish the baseball project. There is another plan there that we want to knock down that press box and put in new chairback seating and finish all that. So that would be a fantastic. And then, of course, the major project that we have in our sight lines is a $40 million and wellness and athletics project that's not just going to be dedicated to our student athletes. It's going to be dedicated to the students, and that's the expansion, renovation, and revitalization of the event center. That includes the recreation center, the entire building down here in which we work every day, and it's going to include everything from renovated and expanded locker rooms and strength and conditioning centers and coaches' offices for our intercollegiate side, a renovated gym, new fitness center for our students, potentially an outdoor track complex and outdoor tennis courts, all part
Yeah.
of the $40 million campaign that we are talking about. It's in a soft launch phase right now, so you haven't heard a whole lot about it, but we certainly are accepting gifts now to try to move that needle. Everything from naming rights to donations will help along those lines. So if folks want to give to the Capitol in athletics, it'll go most likely towards one of those projects that we just talked about, enhancing the overall experience for all of our student athletes, all of our coaches, so that we can deliver a transformational experience to our 400 student athletes.
Yeah, and that's the excitement, right? The things that we've spoken about. We spoke about the fact that the simulators coming in and will hopefully be ready for the fall and where it's going to be going and all of that. We've discussed, like you said, this soft launch of this capital project, of the revitalization of the event and recreation center at LeMoyne, and there's so much excitement to it because as we go into this giving day, like I said, there's projects that have been completed and are being completed, and at the same time there's plans for the future. So when you give, you literally are looking at this saying, oh, okay, they did what they said that they were going to do, and it was a bigger budget than LeMoyne had anticipated. So if I give, they've already proven that they're going to bring it in and spend that money. Now I can help offset that. And then I can also look at it and say, oh, I can give to what's happening at the event and recreation centers. I can physically see that this is going to have a place in it. And how amazing is that? The naming rights and different elements of it. So exciting. And Bob, you know that I look for intricacies. And this year's Giving Day is on a leap year, on the year that LeMoyne made a leap to Division One. God seems all too poetic that it's Thursday, February 29th this year.
Yeah, it really is, and it is prophetic, if you will, and for us to it's a critical aspect of what we do, and our folks, our fans, our Fin family has been so generous. We've set records each of the last 3 or 4 years on Giving Day. We hope to set another one this year. Again, it is vital for our ability to provide that transformational experience to our student athletes. So I want to thank those that have given in the past that may not be able to give this year. And I certainly want to thank those in advance that will be giving this year because your dollars go directly to supporting our student athletes and encouraging their pursuit of excellence. We talk about our student athletes. I like to call them our scholar athletes because they really are scholar athletes. When the athletic department has a GPA as a whole over 3.3, and all of our teams over 3.1 last semester, and entered this semester with cumulative GPAs over 3.0, I think it's worthy to call them scholar athletes. So to be able to support them in a manner that can financially certainly allows us to continue to provide fuel to that engine as we continue our journey along this 3 to 4 year transition period to Division One. I think the results have been outstanding in year one. I think the better days are ahead even from that standpoint, and we feel like we're positioned extremely well for success. But any help that we can get financially will only perhaps advance the ball a little bit quicker for us, right? It'll just help to accelerate the process of excellence, and we thank you all for that.
Before I let you go, Bob, we've spoken about the success on the athlete side, but you brought it up, a cumulative GPA of 3.3, 3.3 or higher for the student athletes, 400 student athletes. We look at that incredible dedication, and this is one of the things I love about LeMoyne is the dedication to the scholastic side of things. So when you see those victories and you see victories in service to others, we have a lot of student athletes on campus that are giving and they go beyond, and they are just genuinely, call it what it is, they're good people. Just what that means too, because on giving day you are giving not just to athletics, but you're giving to student athletes that have aspirations and desires. I mean, I've sat with student athletes that tell me what they're doing and what they're studying, and they're in nursing, so they're out at the hospital and they're studying and they're practicing and they're playing games and they're on the road and they're going to school. And I've looked at them and I've said, how do you function? How do you make this all work? So there, everything that's happening in the pools, in the fields, and the courts has been great. And like you said, it's just the beginning. At the same time, I really would love for you to go in a little bit more to when you give to LeMoyne on Giving Day, you're giving to people that are trying to change the world. They're trying to make the world safer, better, stronger, more understanding. And the student athletes that I've gotten to sit with and the stories I've gotten to tell have been clear that the people that LeMoyne accepts in are so much more than really good at a sport.
It's a big part of who we are as an institution. It's a big part of the Jesuit value set, Dan, is community service, giving back to community, but also to develop the whole person. And we feel like academically, we're developing our individuals at a high level. Athletically, certainly now challenging our student athletes, our scholar athletes to compete at the highest level of that the NCAA offers. And certainly we want to challenge our student athletes to be good people, most importantly, to be really good people and serve the community. And last year, our student athletes, our scholar athletes, completed over 3,100 hours of community service right back into the Syracuse and DeWitt communities. And this year, we're on track to surpass that figure, over 2,100 hours at this point with the spring, which is generally a large community service period for us, with the weather being a little bit better than the winter seasons. So our student athletes make a difference in this community. I love the fact that you touched on the nursing aspect, because in many college athletic departments, not just Division I, Division II, Division III, student athletes are discouraged to pursue nursing. They're forced to make a choice in a lot of cases. And they say, hey, if you want to be a nurse, that's great, but you really can't be part of our athletic program, or vice versa. The two don't generally mesh. We're exactly the opposite. There are incredible demands on our nursing student athletes, incredible demands. They miss practices. We had several on the soccer pitch this fall that weren't able to train all week and would show up on game day.
Yeah.
But for us, we know it's a huge societal need. We know that we can make sure that we're doing the right thing, that we're doing what's best for the community to produce these great young people to go out and serve their communities in a nursing capacity. So if we can work our schedules around, and we do it in several sports where our practice sessions are at odd hours, because we want to try to be able to get all of our student athletes that might be nurses at a time when they can come and train, we'll do that. So we encourage that. We're one of the few colleges, I think, in the country that will encourage our student athletes to pursue nursing, because it's who we are as an institution. It's about community. It's about society first, and athletics maybe fourth on the list, but it's important to us. Don't get me wrong. No one hates to lose or competes harder than I do. But I also understand we're here to serve the greater good. There's a higher mission, and that is society and our community. And I think that's just one example of how we're a little bit different than everybody else. Like, when people are zigging, we zag. That's what the president says all the time. She'll zig when others zag, and it makes us unique. It makes us different, and it makes us really special. And that's just one example of how we utilize that philosophy in our athletic department. But it's always about community. It's always about society. We want to be great people. We want to develop the whole person. And I think that community service element helps us develop our student athletes and say, hey, it's not just about you and your teammates. It's about the greater good and those who we serve in our community.
Yeah, and speaking of community, I want to thank you and everyone that has worked on these plans. Your creative team has been awesome with the t-shirts that have been designed and been made, to how you interact with the fans, to the fan experience, the Beeville band. Like you said, your adopted band, right? That extension of LeMoyne, and just everything that we have gotten to really just live in and be in. And I think it's poetic. And I think that I kind of predicted this. I think God predicted it through something that happened to me. As Bob knows, when we're at Ted Grant Field, if there is one bee, just one, it will always find me. They have found me inside of the press box. They have found me on the bleachers, but it always finds me. And then what did you find to be very successful at LeMoyne? The Beeville Bees. So I think the bee came to visit because I think it was some type of poetic kind of vibration that we have the bees here. But things like that have been so huge. LeMoyne is constantly giving back. You're not saying, hey, give to us and we're going to sit on this or we're going to do this. No, it's you're constantly investing into your programs, into your fans, into the experience. And with all due respect, Bob, I really do hope that you have a really nice amount of money set aside for t-shirts, because there's a lot that get thrown out for threes this season. It's been happening a lot. And I keep thinking to myself, I'm like, what's the budget on t-shirts? So, but the fan experience has been great, which is another thing that through Giving Day, that fan experience can continue to grow.
Absolutely. We're looking for ways to improve our game day experience for our students and for our visitors and our guests that come here on campus. And the t-shirt toss has been very popular and will be throughout the course of the remainder of the spring season during our basketball season. I think perhaps we might have to come up with a different tagline because our T's for Threes budget is a little bit smaller due to the number of threes that both of our basketball teams generally hit in a game. But it's a big part of that. And the Beeville Band is our adopted band, and we like to give back to the community, give them an opportunity on a platform to come and play regularly. And our fans just relish the opportunities to listen to that band and see their energy. They help our team. It's a win-win. I'd love to get them here more often. Hopefully we'll have them here during the postseason. But we feel like it's, again, an extension of the community for us to be part of the Beeville Band. And it's not DeWitt, it's out in Baldwinsville, but they're part, right, the greater Syracuse community at large. We want to be impactful. We've had scout days and military appreciation nights here in basketball this year. We'll continue to increase and evolve as our marketing department grows, but all these things are going to be with a laser focus on how we can serve the community.
Yeah, and I absolutely am looking forward to everything to come. Giving Day this Thursday, February 29th, 2024, 24 hours of giving in the year 2024. History has been made, as Bob said, numerous times, and it's time to make history in this leap year in a very special and unique way. Whatever you can give, whatever you can do, tell your family, friends, coworkers, and colleagues how to get involved. You could donate online on LeMoyne's website. We'll be sharing all of these links for you and doing some cool things on Giving Day. So, Bob, as always, thank you for the conversation. Thank you for always being as candid as you are and letting us peek behind the curtain to what's happening at LeMoyne and why it's important to give and who you're giving to and who these people have chosen to be. So it's an honor to me. I wear this proudly. As you know, your fin and my fin are both over our same shoulder. So God bless to you and to everybody on the Heights, and thank you for the work that you put in. I appreciate it.
Well, appreciate you, Dan, and thanks for telling our story, helping our student athletes pursue comprehensive excellence. And this is a big day for us. Be sure to tune into social media throughout the day. We're going to have some videos up from some of our coaches and our student athletes, and just encouraging people to participate and providing some updates. So thanks again for providing this platform for us to amplify the message of how important and how meaningful tomorrow is for our student athletes and our entire athletics program. So thanks very much. And as always, fins up.
Fins up, Bob. I'll talk with you soon.
Take care.
Take care. Once again, Bob Beretta, the athletics director at LeMoyne College, joining us here as he does every single month, where sports meets life. And as you know, our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the LeMoyne College Dolphins offers you Dolphin Time, which is Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and Wednesdays at 9 a.m. first and third Wednesday of each month. We bring you AD and DT, featuring Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora. This month, because of how the 31st fell, we had, or it was the 30th that fell the way that, no, I think it was the 31st the way that it fell. Because of how that fell, we actually did 3 AD and DTs, but we under promise, over deliver all the time. And so we have AD and DT first and third week of each, first and third Wednesday of each month at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Second and fourth Wednesday of each month, we bring you the Dolphin Dive, diving into stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. You could get all of this content by going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can check out the LeMoyne playlist that takes all my videos on YouTube and takes just the LeMoyne ones and puts them in a special place for you. And we have a bunch of playlists on there, including LeMoyne's playlist, so check it out. And of course, for more information, you can go to LeMoyneDolphins.com. Folks, it's not just, hey, give some money. It's not just, hey, can you do this? That's not what it is. LeMoyne is constantly investing. They're constantly reaching out to the community, like Bob talked about, with community service and having, as an athletic department, a GPA of at least 3.3 out of 4. As a department, 400 student athletes. I mean, you're not just given to any old program. You're not just given to any old university. And this is not a university that says once a year, hey, bring us money. This is not just a college or university that says, hey, for one day, care about us. They care about their student athletes, their coaches, their administration, their staff. 365 days of the year. LeMoyne is different. LeMoyne set the bar really high for me with my exclusive multimedia marketing partnerships. I don't take it lightly at all when I put LeMoyne on my chest, or I wear that dolphin, or I talk about it in the community, or I wear it when I'm out of town. The LeMoyne Dolphins have adopted me. They've given me another home. And that's why Giving Day, that's why these different experiences with the Dolphins are so meaningful to me, because the people are meaningful to me. Dr. Linda Lemura, the president, the way that she has treated me, the way that she has worked with me, her uniqueness of leadership, her care, her concern, her love, that speaks to me. The coaches and their personalities, the conversations that you don't see that continue to build us a closer relationship. The student athletes, their families. It's different at LeMoyne. And that's why I give. I put my money where my mouth is, right? I give. Because to me, a place like LeMoyne that is trying to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, a beacon of understanding, a beacon of equality, a beacon of generosity, a beacon of success in the classroom, success on the courts and the fields and the pools. There's something about LeMoyne that I haven't found anywhere else. And that special connection that I have, I want other people to have that connection. I'm not greedy. I want you to come to LeMoyne and fall in love with it. And I want you to give on Giving Day, because I have witnessed 2 incredible Giving Days that I've been a part of. And like Bob said, he's competitive. I'm competitive. I want to beat the other 2 Giving Days that I was a part of. So give where you can, do what you can. We'll be sharing the links on our social media. And I appreciate everyone who has given on Giving Day and in general. I appreciate people that maybe can't give their money, but they give their time. They give their service. And speaking of giving in connection to the Finn family, in connection to LeMoyne, what's coming up in hour number 2, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. Dick Kenyon and his son, who you'll hear off camera, you'll hear his voice in our special, Rick. Absolutely tremendous. Kathy, Wonderful. Kathy got the ball rolling and setting up this special that you're going to see today. And then Rick took that ball and helped me dribble it down the court. And then Dick made the shot. Dick Kenyon's the one that completed it all. He had 2 awesome assists from his daughter Kathy and his son Rick. And then I got to watch him play, and I got to play with him, figuratively speaking, in going to his history, seeing it with him again, looking at the stats with him, looking at the programs with him. He makes history come alive. And that's going to happen in hour number 2. I'm going to challenge you not to cry, but it's okay if you do. It was one of the most unique things that I've done in 20 plus years. And it wouldn't have been possible without Dick Kenyon saying that he wanted me to come and do that. And Kathy and Rick being open to it. So that's coming up in just a little bit, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back on Wake Up Call right after this.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jim Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there, and of course you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100, and also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. And a welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. I appreciate you being here every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. And we have, like I said, coming up in just a few minutes before the break, Dick Kenyon will be joining me for a very special Dolphin dive that you do not want to miss. Please trust me on that. Let's get back into Syracuse basketball for a second. Let's jump back into what's going on. Good morning, Mom. So, good morning to my family. Some people don't do that, right? They don't shout out Mom. They don't shout out Dad. My mom, I have been a broadcaster for over 20 years. My mother has, whether she's working or not, done everything in her power. Like, I have the mom that went to almost every single, see, Greg, perfect timing, just sent something in here. Almost every single field trip that we had, my mom went on. And when she couldn't go on one, she would ask me, is it okay? I'm sorry. She would feel terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I'm like, Mom, you've been on for what, 6 years? You've been on all but 2, 3? She was always there. She's always been there. And I appreciate that, Mom. And she watches and listens to my show, whether she's working, whatever she's doing, wherever she is, whatever country she's in, whatever city she's in. My mother will do everything in her power to listen to my show every single day. Every single day. And I appreciate that. So I love you, Mama. There are some heavily experienced sophomores on the squad, Syracuse Orange men's basketball, due to the high volume of play and minutes game to game, making chemistry on the run. Absolutely. But Q didn't have the minutes like the other guys, so it's good to see Q step it up. I've been telling y'all about Q for a while, and it's funny because shout out to Susan, who just liked my thing where I said I told y'all about Quadir Copeland. Perfect timing, Susan. Good stuff. Greg said, not your daddy's underclassman. He also said, let's see what he's got here. With the new college football playoff format going into effect next season, do you think the legendary Army-Navy will continue to be played as a standalone game during the playoff season? Yes, the positive spin is that the game will always be played due to the fact they are both members of the American Athletic Conference. I guess the game can be played annually as the last conference regular season game. It is not a conference game. Yeah, it's not a conference game. So the Army-Navy game at the end of the season is not considered a conference game. It will benefit the conference of the American Athletic, but it's not considered a conference game. They will continue to play it. The Army-Navy game, that was part of the thing. I think when they came in, I went over that was, Army coming in is beautiful and Navy already being in the American Athletic, both of them for football starting in 2024. Army will come in July 1st, 2024. Navy's already in, has been in. But both of these schools, over a century of being independent in football, and now they're not. There's actually only 2 independents left. Do you know that, folks? In football, there's only 2 independents left, Notre Dame and UConn. UConn because they made, in my opinion, a horrible misstep. And, going back to the Big East for basketball, fantastic. But when you have a football program, not great. And because Big East doesn't have football anymore. So UConn left their football team out to pasture. Not a smart thing to do at all. And I think that it, kind of helped in the Randy Edsall parting of ways. So UConn and Notre Dame are the only 2 independents left. New Mexico State had left their independence already. Liberty left their independence this past season. We're going to see UMass join the MAC. Now, the MAC, I have said this before, Dr. John Steinbrecker's been on the show multiple times in our Commissioner Corner, the commissioner of the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. They stayed the most consistent. They had nobody going out, nobody coming in. The MAC was like, hey, this is our 12. We're here. We're locked. Well, UMass is going to join as a full member, which includes football. So UMass is not going to be independent anymore. Army is joining the American Athletic. They're not going to be independent anymore. So there's only 2 independent schools left. There was a time in recent history where there was like 7 or 8. And now there's 2. That's it. Notre Dame, who a lot of people pay attention to, and UConn, who a lot of people don't pay attention to. It's like this weird juxtaposition of UConn just not having a home and Notre Dame not really wanting a home. So it's going to be different. The Army-Navy game is going to continue to be played because it's awesome and it's great. And I do have Paramount Plus all the time, but I got a 7-day free trial a couple of years ago at Paramount Plus for the sheer reason of only wanting to watch the Army-Navy game. And then I was like, all right, now I can delete it. So don't take away free trials because I said that, people. But a lot of us did that, right? A lot of us did that for football this year in general. And so the Army-Navy game will continue to happen. It's not going to count as a conference game. It's going to continue to be played. But having Army and Navy both in the conference for the American is all too poetic because the American has the patriotic, colors, and it's called the American, so that's really special. Greg said this new TV playoff format might throw a wrench into that Army-Navy game. I guess we wait and see. No, there's going to be an Army-Navy game, Greg. It's happening. So it's happening. It's not a conference game. Now, if Army and Navy are the top 2 teams in the American at the end of the season, they would play 2 games. They would play the conference championship and then still have the Army-Navy game. So there is a chance that they could play twice. And but the college football playoff, that's whatever. Army-Navy will continue. And I actually want to make a note of this, of through 2027, what it looks like for the Army-Navy game here. So let's see here. On December 9th, oh, that one's already done. So, well, you knew where that one was. It was in Boston, Foxborough. On December 14th, 2024, the Army-Navy game will be played in either Washington, D.C. or Landover, Maryland. On December 13th, 2025, it will be played in Baltimore. Or, pardon me, December 14th, 2024, I guess that's the cross location, but it will be played on December 14th of this year, the Army-Navy game, December 13th in 2025. In 2026, it will be in the New York City, East Rutherford, New Jersey area, December 12th, 2026, and on December 11th, 2027, it'll be in Philadelphia. So it's actually kind of moving up as time goes. It's December 14th, the Army-Navy game this year, December 13th next year, December 12th in 2026, December 11th in 2027. It dates back to 1890 when the teams first met at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, New York. Now, there has been interruptions to this game during World War I. And then there was the 1926 game that was played at Chicago Soldier Field that was played in honor of World War I veterans. And we got to see that even though we did not have a game played during World War I. So, Washington, D.C. will host the game for just the second time, that happening this year. The 125th matchup between Army and Navy. It will be played at the home of the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. That's why it said Washington, D.C., Landover, Maryland. It confused me here. And then we'll be at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore in 2025, home of the Ravens, with Fort McHenry and Francis Scott Key, where he wrote the lyrics to the U.S. National Anthem, will be the backdrop to it. Fort McHenry, not too far away from the Baltimore Ravens. In 2026, the game will be in New York, New Jersey, like I said, and it'll be at the Giants and Jets Stadium, New York, New Jersey, East Rutherford, New Jersey, New York City, MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey is where the game will be played. And then it'll return to Philadelphia in 2027, the 91st meeting between the teams in Philadelphia. So of these, when we look at this year being the 125th game, think about that. They've met in Philadelphia 90 times of that 125 here, 124 up to this point. So a third of the time that the Army-Navy game has been played in Philadelphia, and it's going to return to Philadelphia in 2027. But the game will continue to go on. It will not be affected by the college football playoff, which is one of the things that's not affected by the college football playoffs transitioning, which is a good thing. Speaking of transitioning, we're going to take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, Wake Up Call will bring you a very special Dolphin Dive, where I get to sit with Dick Kenyon and tell his story through his words, through his time, and through the graciousness of his children. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcast centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career, it's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. This is Dan Tortora here for a very special Dolphin Dive. I'm here with Dick Kenyon, who set the record back in 1954 for 41 points in a game. 70 years it holds up, and this year Kayem Cleary breaks the record in the 2023-24 season 7 decades later by scoring 43 points. And you're going to watch today in a very unique Dolphin Dive as Dick and I go through the history that him and his son set up here for us. We have so many different programs and pieces to go through, so Dick, happy to have you here on the show.
Thank you.
Of course. So there's so much history on this table, and we were looking back at some of these, and you told me about Siena, who's obviously not too far away, that they beat you the first time?
Yes, the first game that we played.
Yeah.
In our freshman year, none of us were starting, and we played them down at Siena. We played them at the Armory and the downtown street, and they beat us. And that was the last time they beat us in the 4 years that we played.
So you went back and forth. They got you the first time, but never again.
Never again.
And we were looking through some of these here and some of the different pictures and whatnot. I wanted to go to one of these. Can you spot yourself in this? I'm going to show the camera this really quick, but we have these old programs and history. And can you spot where you are in that one?
Yes, right here.
Right there. This one's you?
I believe so. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so we have, right here, I'm going to put my finger on it so y'all can see it. There's Dick Kenyon back in the day in this program here, and we have some names that you and I have talked about before. Len Mowens, Bob Dietz, Fred Byers, all in this picture with you.
Right.
What do you remember about Len Mowens?
Well, Lenny, he came in, and he was a freshman in this year.
Yeah.
And he was 2 years back in there, and he was a freshman the same. I was Lenny and Billy, myself, and Dietz. We were
the freshmen.
We were freshmen that year.
Okay, so you came in with them, and what about Bob Dietz? I know you guys have had history after school, right? You and Bob Dietz, you've known each other for a long time.
No, we started the freshman year.
Oh yeah, the freshman year, and then but after that, I mean, you guys became friends after school, right?
Oh yeah, we were almost like right instantly when we were in school. We became, close friends. And there was only four of us. There was four of us that made up the group.
The freshman side here, and we found out that you had family. Let's see if there's some of these in here that kept score for you and had the tallies for you. Do you ever go back and look at and see, like right here, the different things that they had here and the scores that they put down? Do you ever go back and look to see how many points you scored in a game, or looking through some of these?
Oh yeah, every once in a while I look through.
Yeah. Do you have, now, there's Niagara, there's a bunch of, here's another one with Siena, bunch of teams in New York that we had, and then there was Palestra that we were talking about, where this is an interesting one. It was a doubleheader, Pennsylvania, Harvard, and if you look at the bottom there, folks, Villanova. And
I believe it was a tie game, and it was tied at the inception, and they played what would be one quarter, I think.
Like an overtime?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was not the LeMoyne team. It was Harvard and Yale, and they played, and then we played after them. And we played. Let's see. It was the team.
Villanova in this one?
Yeah, LeMoyne played Villanova that.
And now all these years later, LeMoyne is now a Division I basketball program.
This is the first year that they played the team.
And Division I, and one of their first two games, being a Division I school, was against Villanova. So what's that like for you to see Villanova back when you played them, and now LeMoyne's playing Villanova again?
Yeah,
you like that?
That's been quite a record. LeMoyne played them, in the.
And this in the Palestra? Well, and this,
Yeah.
and this little doubleheader that would happen here?
Yeah, Harvard played Yale. And let's see.
And you were here with Villanova?
Yes, who was over here?
Penn and Harvard.
Pennsylvania and Harvard.
Yeah. So you had this doubleheader. Now, when Penn played Harvard and Villanova played LeMoyne, did the winner of each, did you then play another game? Did you play Harvard or?
No.
No, just you played this one?
We just played. They were scheduled games, and that's when they were.
Then you had Notre Dame was in it the next year.
Here's where I was in the record book.
Yeah, right here. 18 years old playing in this game. Do you remember anything about the Villanova games or no?
Oh yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you remember?
I never played very well. No, because we'd always play a game, and for economics, you'd play a game ahead of them and a game behind them.
Yeah.
So I never played well against
Nova. But it's nice to look back in history and see that you played Villanova, and now the guys on the team this year, 70 years later, are playing Villanova again. So what do you want to say to the team now about when they play Villanova? They got to beat them, right?
Yeah, they got to beat them. They got to run it out on them. That was it's kind of a funny situation that we played them every year.
Yeah.
And
all 4 years that you were there?
All 4 years that we were there. Yeah.
So I think we should call it the Dick Kenyon Classic now.
Yeah, there was. There was. We never beat them.
Never beat them.
We never beat them. We gave a close run a couple of times, but we played them pretty poorly.
Okay, well, it's time to get them then. You played, now this one, in this Palestra Illustrated, this was a doubleheader with Penn and Notre Dame. Villanova, LeMoyne. Did LeMoyne play Notre Dame? Did you guys play Notre Dame while you were there?
No.
No?
No.
But you got it. But when we see this here, did these two games happen in the same place? Was it the same gym or no?
Yes,
It was,
they
okay.
did. We played in the Penn games down at, Pennsylvania was at Notre Dame. No, let's see.
Now do you remember some of these guys?
Yeah, see, this was the one game and this was the other game.
Okay. Do you remember any of the guys on Notre Dame that you went up against?
I never played, never, attended the game with other than the game.
So when you went up against each other, you're like, I don't want to know your name.
Yeah.
I just got to guard you.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Okay.
right.
How'd you play against Notre Dame? Did you play well against Notre
I
Dame?
think I got 7 points.
Oh, hey, that's better than zero,
One
right?
of my lows, well, it's better than the 0, but not much better.
Now we have a bunch of these different pieces. Now, who kept these for you? Who kept all these programs? Do you remember who kept them for you?
Oh, they kept them at school.
Kept them in school, and then are these from your parents? Did they kept these? Come from your parents? Yeah. Your mom and dad, did they keep all these in the family?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Well, somebody kept score for you. I think it was your mom. She kept some scores here.
Here's a Georgetown.
Oh, so this is the book.
Well, this is one that we put together.
All right. This is a LeMoyne. I see now the statisticians get to keep these and then they stay with the school. I don't know how you got this, but you have a few.
They were throwing them out.
They were throwing them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were. It was time to get rid of them and make room.
So you got them.
And so my dad was working up to the college at that point after I had had matriculated there and
Yeah.
gone on. And he got these.
That's awesome.
And that's-
So we have the LeMoyne scorebook here from 1952-53, and off camera is your son that's here with us, Rick, that has you open this up to LeMoyne Georgetown.
Just good, right. And the
Yeah.
next page is Boston College.
So you played Villanova when you were there, and now this year in the first year in D1, LeMoyne played Villanova.
Right.
You played Georgetown, and the team this year in their first year in D1 also played Georgetown.
Okay.
What do you think of that? Pretty nice?
That's setting some history.
Yeah, so do you remember anything about Georgetown? Nobody likes Georgetown in Syracuse. It's okay.
No, not much of anybody.
So this is
See,
the book,
which one
though.
was this? This was Georgetown, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the halftime score
What
here.
was the score? 67.
89 for them.
Yeah, they beat us pretty good.
So we're going down, this is your team, so we got you right here. And so you ended with, let's see here, you had free throws, you had 11 for 15 at the charity stripe, you had 19 points,
Yes.
you had 4 fouls, so you didn't foul out, that's good.
Right.
6 rebounds.
6 rebounds.
Let's
yeah.
see who else we got on here. There's Dietz.
Yeah.
And then we have Sheridan, Jenkins, Shea, Young. You remember some of these guys? Regis?
See, against Georgetown, Dietz had a big 26.
Yeah, he had a few points here in this game. And then we had, do you remember? Oh, here's Mullins. Here's Lenny.
That's Lenny.
Billy Jenkins was
Yeah,
a
Billy.
big scorer.
Jenkins is up here with 11 and had 5 rebounds in this game. Look at this other side here, some of these guys.
There's Leo.
Yeah.
Leo didn't score.
So this is your book here throughout 52, 53, the scorebook. And like I said, normally these scorebooks, you see them in the game. You'll walk by the statistician who's taking them. You see them, they close them, and they disappear. The fact that you got some history here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I've got 4 years of...
all four years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Cortland here
Yes.
that you went up against. So let's see how we did against Cortland. They got you by 7 in this one, 69-62. How'd you do though? 14 points, 15 rebounds, double-double.
Yeah.
Not bad, right?
No. It was right after Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins had 16 points here.
Yeah.
Seven rebounds. You out-rebounded Jenkins in that game.
Right.
Which one do we have here?
This was
Rick.
the story. Over the years, this was always the biggest game that these guys talked about in their careers. And I don't know if Dan recalls as well now.
This was Western Kentucky.
Yeah, do you remember your game against Western Kentucky?
Yeah, I can remember playing against that game.
How you do? How come? Why do you remember that one?
Because it was the big school, the bigger school, if you will, and we won the game. We had 5,500 people
That's a lot of people there
at the game. Yeah,
So this was 5,500 people that you got to play in front of.
and we won the game. We got far enough ahead that we lacked. At the end of the game, I think they came down and got a shot off, but it didn't go in. What was the score? 77?
75.
75.
You beat them by 2.
Yeah, we beat them by 2.
So they had that last second shot and it didn't go in.
It didn't go in.
All right, good for you guys. And in front of over 5,000 people, that had to be pretty electrifying, right?
Yeah, that was... That man, a big, it had 5,000 people there, and I think that was probably why we played so well.
And you scored 29 points in the game.
Yes.
You went off here in this game. You scored 29, and everybody else, so you were the leading scorer here. Dietz had 15. You had 29 points in this game. What do you think of that? Pretty good, huh?
That was pretty good.
And there was no three-point line back then, right?
No, there was no three-point line.
So if there were any threes made, that doesn't even count towards it.
Right.
Now, where was your game, in your opinion? Were you close to the basket? Did you like taking jump shots?
I was all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah.
So maybe you hit some threes that they didn't count.
I had some threes. I can remember making.
Like those deep shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
No jump shots though, right? Two-handed set shot.
Yeah, I had a two-handed set shot from out in front.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was, cutting around.
29 points in this game. Big Western Kentucky. This one's very memorable to you, isn't it?
Yes, that was just loaded with basketball that night.
And was that the biggest crowd you ever played in front of? 5,500? Is that your big one? That was a big one.
I don't know. It was probably pretty close to that. The one down in the let's see.
Was it the Villanova one we were talking about?
Well, it was the first game that we played. We played
Siena, Villanova.
Oh, that was our first game. None of us 4 freshmen.
You didn't start those first 4 games.
We didn't start the first 4 games.
You have a bunch of different ones in here. Here's another. Here's Siena. Here for this one. You said after they beat you the first time, never again. When you won in this one, 78-62.
Right.
And this was back in 1955.
Right.
So, and you had over 2,000 people at this game. A lot of
Yes.
people
Most of them are in the 2,000 range.
there. Yeah, it's pretty special here. Got 2,000 here. And you got
See, they
Sweetville
upped
River.
it there. They just,
Upped it there a little bit. 2,000 here. For who is this? Hobart.
That one will have the St. Joseph's game in it where he had the 41.
Oh, this will have the St. Joseph's. Okay, so let's try and find St. Joseph's. See what we can find here. St. Bonaventure.
Yep.
You got a Bonnie's one here. Did you beat them? They got you by 4. 73.
They beat us by 4.
Let's see what we did in this one here. I think you had, let's see here, there's Dietz. This is you. It kind of cut off a little bit here. Doesn't have all your point totals.
Yeah, it doesn't have all the point totals.
So, do you remember anything about St. Bonaventure? Did you like playing them?
Yeah, St. Bonnie's was tough. I think we beat them one year, 66 to.
Yeah, this is the St. Michael's
Well,
one.
they beat us. That one they beat us.
So St. Bonnie's beat you this year in 1955. We're looking here. We got Quantico. Here's Boston College that your son was talking about. 82 to 73, you beat Boston College.
Right.
And let's see, how did you do? 22 points, 10 rebounds. You were quite the player, aren't you?
I
Pretty good?
Played around.
You did all right for yourself.
Yeah, I had.
As you and Dietz in a lot of these games. He had 20, you had 22.
Right.
What was it like playing with Bob Dietz? Was it like if they guarded him, they left you open, and vice versa? Was it hard to guard you both?
No, we were messed around and
You and Dietz, you were good on the floor together?
yeah, we a lot of times we'd give the ball. I'd give the ball to Bob, and he'd score, and he'd give them to me, and I'd score.
So this is one here where you played, I think this one, that's in the 50s here, and that's 58. He's got cut off here. This was another St. Bonnie's game. You played Manhattan. Let's see, we're looking for your game against St. Joe's. It's Hartwick. Let's see if we can find St. Joseph's. Do you remember the St. Joe's game? 1955? Oh, here it is. So we have January 7th, 1955, LeMoyne and St. Joseph's. See the score?
Right.
94.
83. Yeah.
Beat them by 11.
We did well.
How many points you scored?
41. Yeah, that was quite a night.
So you won by 11 points as a team, and you spotted the team 30 extra points above that. You had 41. So without you, it's a really tough loss. With you, it's a great victory there. 41 points.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Favorite game? Was this your favorite one where you scored 41? One of the favorites?
I think that was, that was a favorite game because of the account.
Yeah, 16 of 26 from the field you were.
Yeah, 6 times 10.
Yeah, not bad. So 41 points at a time where there's no three-point line for the team as a whole. That's good stuff. 41 points. That's special.
Yeah, that was.
And this was the record.
That was.
This was the night.
Yes.
That held for 70 years.
Yep, it did.
What do you think about it getting beat this year? Are you okay with it? Kyan Cleary did it at home at LeMoyne. He scored 43.
Well, I don't know whether that might not even have been. It might have been continued the next week, and they might have brought it, or they may not have.
Well, this was yours. This was 41. And now it got beat this year, 43. Are you okay with that? You're okay somebody new has the new record?
Well, it was time to be that.
Yeah.
I got to see both of them, or to hear about them.
Phil Harlow tied it in 70-71. And then Kai Cleary this year in 2023-24. Yeah. So 70 years you had the record. That's a long time.
That was a real long time.
That's a lifespan for a lot of people.
That's right, it is.
Yeah, that's special.
Yeah.
And you did it here on this day, January 7th,
55.
41 points.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good for you.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it was. It was special. It was lights out there. We had some other ones in here. Here's Western Kentucky that we saw before. Do we have any ones from the other? We have all the scorebooks
Yeah,
here.
well, if you want to.
So we got 54, 55. We looked at 52, 53. Here's 53, 54. Let's see if we can find one in here.
Well, this is his senior year here.
Okay, so let's see this here. Scores of games to date.
If you look at the back, there's a summary of the whole year.
A lot of these, we did fairly well in the first part of it.
The first part of the season?
But then in some of the cases, we lost.
Well, you beat, this was your second year, you beat Boston College, you beat Cortland, you beat Siena, like you said, you beat Hobart, I think this is Scranton you beat, and then Oswego, you got a victory over them as well. Let's go. Let's look at a couple of these and see what these look like here. Once again, this is a Dolphin Dive exclusive, sitting down with Dick Kenyon, who held the record in a single game for points for men's basketball at LeMoyne with 41. That record was broken this year by Kai Cleary with 43 and tied back in the 70-71 season with Phil Harlow, who was on Wake Up Call earlier, and you can find that here on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and on wakeupcalldt.com. So we have, you played the Quantico Marines. You remember that?
Yeah, we played them 4 years.
Let's see how
they had
they were tough.
let's see, who was it?
Arizona?
Arizona's right here.
Yeah.
34 points.
He played with the Philadelphia team in the Pro League afterwards.
So Arizona that you went up against, and here in your second season, he had 34 points. He went on to play professionally with Philadelphia? That's what he
No,
said?
I never played.
He did. Arizona
He
played.
did, yes.
Played for Philadelphia. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. This is the one out Sampson that you went up against.
That was Sampson Air Force Base. This the one that they.
77-84 they had.
Yeah.
There's a few guys here that were scoring some big points. Here's the Scranton game. Jefferson Street Armory. Remember that? Jefferson Street?
Oh yeah, we played 3 years there, and then our fourth year we played at the War Memorial, and Syracuse played the other. They played one War Memorial game, and we played the other.
So Jefferson Street was your home for 3 years?
For the first 3 years.
Yeah.
And then the fourth year, we were playing in Zentas.
This is your senior year.
Yeah, this was our senior year here. That was Jersey City.
See, each year, if you look at the back of the book, it's
Oh, yeah.
got the whole year summary.
It's got everybody, yeah, because I know it had the win-loss total, and now it has a printout
Yeah,
of
see, here was
your
the
numbers.
Onondaga War Memorial.
Do you remember playing at the War Memorial?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did you like it out at the War Memorial?
Yeah, it was nice to play. It was.
There's a cumulative stats for us here. So this is what season? Which one am I looking at?
Well, what year was that?
53-54.
53-54, that's.
54-55. Where's the first year?
This was 55-56.
That's 55-56. That was your senior year.
Yeah, this was the senior year.
So let's take a look.
Sorry, you get, there's They're not always the last. You got to look. There's multiple copies sometimes. They're not always the last one.
So in your freshman season, you played in 21 games, and you had, as a freshman, you had over 11 points a game. You had 7.2 rebounds a game as well. So you came out strong as a freshman. See that?
Yeah.
And you look at, so we have Jenkins here, led the team with 15.7 points a game that he had. So year 2, where's year 2 for us? I think this is our year. Is this my year 2? This might be, or the other one is. This one is. So year 2 for you, you went from 11.8 points as a freshman to 17.6 the next year.
Right.
And then you had almost 10 rebounds a game as well. It's a nice jump from freshman to sophomore, don't you think?
Yeah, I had a real good.
You had a good year that year. And then this one, you went up higher after that. You went from 11.8 to 17.6, and your junior season, 19.1 points per game. You kept going up. That's right, isn't it? That's good.
What year was this?
This was your 3rd year. This was 54-55.
You're right.
Yeah, that was your junior season. So you had 7.57 rebounds, and you had 19 points a game. So you went up for those first 3 years. Should we look at the last year, see how you did? What do we have for the last year?
55, 56, yeah. Bob, let's see.
That's the summary of 3 points. Maybe we got another sheet we got to look for in here.
No, that was the
summary of.
that was the summary.
Look towards the back.
If we go to, that's the part of the summary too here. What if we go to the next page? Is this you right here? No, that's still the summary. It might be before that. Oh, here it is. So here's yours. This was your last year. You had 18 points a game and 7 rebounds.
Right.
So you never averaged less than double digits in scoring in your 4 years at LeMoyne. And your last 2 years, you're around 18 to 19 points a game. It's pretty special.
Yeah, there wasn't too many that kept up with many of those.
Yeah, you kept up your averages. Do you remember why did you play basketball? Why do you love basketball? Do you remember?
Never played any basketball until we were, in like the 7th grade, 8th grade, where you got to play a little of that. Because you had to have a facility to play in.
Yeah. Did you like it right away when you started playing in 7th grade?
Yeah, I enjoyed playing the basketball.
You didn't want to play anything else? Did you play anything else or no?
Yes, I played the basketball in high school. I played basketball as a freshman player.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Played baseball for 4 years.
I played baseball 4 years. I played basketball 4 years, but as a freshman in school, and then and I played 1 year of football.
Okay.
And he was first at Ball County.
But I made the All-Stars twice. One.
For football?
Well, there was 2 newspapers, and they each had a system, and I was.
You were in both?
I was in both, yeah.
So you played football for 1 year, and you ended your football career as an all-star?
Yeah, that's right. One year.
One and done. That's all you need.
Yeah.
So were you good at baseball? We know you're good at football. We know you're good at basketball. Were you good at baseball?
Yeah, I played pretty well in basketball, but in my senior year, I played and pitched every game.
Okay.
And
Pitched.
then I got cleaned out.
He pitched every pitch for the senior year.
Pitched every pitch senior year.
Yes.
So you had the arm, you had the shot, and then do you remember what position you played for football?
I played in that.
Played in that?
Left end.
Left end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were successful at every sport.
You know.
Good genes, right?
Yeah.
Can you rub some off on me? Can I have some?
Yeah.
That's great. Good for you. That's amazing. So you pitched every game your senior year. Did you like pitching? Did you like playing baseball?
Yeah, I enjoy playing baseball. I pitched. We won the
Central.
Yeah, we won the Central. See, we in the county league it was split up east and west. The teams, and they were all well, let's say they were all
Is it top teams in each? Top team in the east, top team in the west? Did they play each other?
The school teams played each other.
Yeah.
Okay, I think they played the east and west, and then just the leading teams
Yeah.
played. But then they switched it around, and the baseball teams they didn't let the bigger teams play.
Okay.
They had like we played. Who played? Manoa played, and Skinny Alice.
Skinny Alice was in the west.
In the west, okay, but they didn't put these teams against each other. It was well.
That's okay. You played Manoa in the semifinal.
Yeah, we played Manoa in the semifinals and we beat them, and then there was two of us that we were getting ready to play in the summer, and we got
a little drama in the 50s. They won the
okay.
semifinal, and they're going to play Skinny Alice in the county league championship, and then Manoa protested after the loss. Because Dad and another guy in East Syracuse had played on an amateur baseball team that they played in the summer league. Long story short,
we played. There was two teams that one day.
Yeah.
We didn't. We got washed out.
So are you a Yankee fan? You a Mets fan?
Oh yeah, I was a Yankee fan.
Yankee fan. Do you have a favorite Yankee?
Well, I don't know. Is that no single.
No single person.
Single
Okay.
guy down there. They had different teams, different years.
Do you remember Whitey Ford?
Oh yeah.
He's got the same birthday as me. October 21st.
Oh yeah. He was.
So I like Whitey
Oh
Ford.
yeah, he was great.
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle, and they had
Yogi Berra. A lot of guys.
Yeah, they had they had
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah, they had Joe DiMaggio for right the tail end of his last 3 years, and which were after the war teams. I think it was he. I mean, it was Joe DiMaggio. He was. He really, played well.
Yeah.
And Mantle, Mantle played the team.
He played well. Do you like Jeter? Are you a Jeter fan, Derek Jeter? Do you like Derek?
That was
So many years later.
yeah, so many years later.
Do you like Jeter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mariano Rivera.
Rivera.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you have, this is, and it makes sense to be, you're in Central New York, you're a Yankee fan, you
Yeah.
played all these sports, and you set all this history for us. Is anybody going to come along and be as good at all of these sports as you? What do you think? Baseball, football, basketball?
Oh yeah.
They're going to catch up with you?
There was always, right the next, the year I didn't play baseball, only in my senior year when I was so, but East Syracuse won the 2 years before. They won the 2 years they won the league that year.
And then you beat them, and then you had a chance to win it, right?
And I played one game, or played in six or seven games. So.
And just to show everybody here on the screen, there are stacks and stacks of these programs, of this history, of your history at LeMoyne, and all of these awesome, there's old ads in here, we have newspapers, the Jesuit Honor Society, all these different pieces here in history, which is really special to see this. I think these are some different years here. 1953, 1954. So you have these old newspapers, the old programs. This whole table is your history.
Yeah.
Pretty special.
That was Niagara.
Yeah, that's when you faced off against Niagara.
Yeah.
We look through here and we see these old ads, play-by-play people, Canisius.
We lost to
Niagara?
yes, to Niagara.
There's the Marine Corps, there's
It
Quantico.
was Quantico. We played 3 games down there, and that was in our senior year. And we participated. We played Quantico in the first game, and we lost that one, but we won the next 2. So
There's your head coach.
yeah, that's
Tommy Nyland.
Nyland, yeah.
There he is. You close with Tom? Did you have a nice history with him even after you played? With your head coach, you stay close to Tom Nyland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go golfing with him? Is that what it was? You went golfing with Tom Nyland?
Oh, we golfed. He never played golf when he was in school.
Yeah.
Or, much of the time. But he started playing, and we played it. He joined the cavalry club, and we played.
Did you beat him?
No, I beat him every time.
That's some good history there. See? So you can golf, you can play baseball, you can play basketball, and you're an all-star in football.
Yeah, it was an all-star football.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
That was,
And the keeper of a 70-year record at LeMoyne. Special. And after that, you start a family. You got your family that's been there with you,
yes,
right?
I had Rick and Kathy, both of them are working here.
Yeah. You became a CPA, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
some nice history for you. Did you enjoy it? You enjoy owning your own business?
Yes, I did very much so. It was great. It was a great run.
And now you have Rick and Kathy running stuff and
Yeah,
keep it all in the
I'm
family.
kicking around here.
You're still showing up, right?
Yes.
You just come over to them and you tell them you're doing that wrong, you gotta
These
fix
went
it.
into one of those.
Oh yeah, these
I'll
go.
take care of all that.
Yeah, we'll put that together.
We'll keep that all together.
But this is all history right here. You wanna hold up some of these for the camera? You wanna hold up some of those with me here? This is all history of you and your teams. Tom Nyland and Lenny Mowens and all the guys that were with you here on these awesome teams in history and all these monumental games, and the Villanovas and the Georgetowns and the Boston Colleges. So it's nice to see LeMoyne 70 years later playing these teams again, like the Georgetowns and the Villanovas.
Yeah, they're all changed around now. They've got 3-point baskets, 19 feet something.
Yeah, it's different now.
Yeah,
Right, there's a lot of changes. Shot clock changes and all these different things that have happened.
They got those things all.
Yeah. Tell them about the telegram you received regarding the shot clock. Do you remember that? Remember when they had the exhibition game when they were trying to start it out for the NBA?
You got a telegram about the shot clock?
They invited him to play in the
was
demonstration game when the NBA was making the decision whether to go to the shot clock. He was out. He always was pretty.
You played in the? Did you play in the demonstration
yeah, I
game?
played in that.
So you got to play in the game where the NBA was thinking if they were going to use the shot clock.
I think we did. You know.
So you're a part of that history too, with the NBA and the shot clock.
Yeah, it was quite a. There was quite a lot of playing with, with your college, and then that was all, with what you participated in the 4 years, and I played most of all but the first 4 games.
In your 4 years?
I played the 4th game, with that. And then I worked out with them with the Nats, but that was the end of my
career.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
Can't really see it, but that was. He's sitting next to. Savage. That was when Savage came back from the service, right? And then he played for the Nats.
Right.
14 hopefuls report for early trial. There you go. Bring that in there for you to say. So this is when you just said you worked out with the Nats.
Right.
So here's this picture.
I don't know which one.
You don't know which one's you?
Yeah, that's right there. Everything
Right here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show that to the
That's
screen.
Savage next to you.
Yeah. So the second one in on the top here, if you can see it. That is Dick Kenyon. So you got to work out with the Nats.
And he was drafted in the 12th round.
Yeah.
A lot of history.
Yeah, there was a lot of history in it at the time.
And more to make for you, right? Young at heart? What do we think? You're young at heart now? Got some good energy?
Oh, I had good energy.
You got good energy now?
No.
Well, this has been a very special edition of the Dolphin Dive, exclusive to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in our multimedia marketing partnership with LeMoyne, and to learn about the awesome history from the man himself, Dick Kenyon. Dick, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. And thank you to Rick and Kathy for their help as well. One of the greats right here in our community, and a very, very nice person. And I see you smile the whole time. You're always smiling. That's good, though.
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah, that's positive.
You got to be a positive person. Thank you, Dick. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. We'll talk with you all soon. Stay safe and God bless.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, located for you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is your sports card shop to go to. Make sure that you make your way out to GG Cards and Breaks. They're open 7 days a week. You can find them Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays from 10 to 5. We do things with them all throughout the year. Trade nights monthly, a lot of great stuff that goes on. We've had a ton of content here on the show, have had multiple days of content here this week. Love the sports card world. If you've never been in it, folks, the sports card world or the trading card world when it comes to Pokemon and Lorcana and so on and so forth, if you've never been in it, now's a great time to start, folks. It's fun, it's exciting. If you go to the trading card side of things where you want to play a game and collect, they have, I grew up on Marvel Versus and DC Versus. Now they have Disney Lorcana. Of course, Pokemon's been around for a really long time. And you can enjoy that and celebrate that and have fun with that. And then there's this other side, right? There's the sports card, the basketball, the football, the baseball, the hockey, the soccer, the all-sport, the AEW that you can get involved with as well. Find your favorite players. Find your favorite teams. Connect with it. Be it autographs, patch cards, rookie patch autos, a.k.a. RPA. You can find all that stuff. Numbered cards. Just really, really cool things. If you're and you could be a fan of any team in the NBA, NFL, MLB. They have them all. That's the beauty of it. I'm a Diamondback, Jaguar, and Raptor fan. And when I go into GG Cards and Breaks, there's no other sports card shop that I know that has a box for all of the teams of the NBA, all of the MLB teams, all of the NFL teams. And so if I'm looking for a certain player from the Buffalo Bills, I can go check that box. If I'm looking for my Jaguars, I can go check that box. If I'm looking for, a certain quarterback or somebody in history and they're on the Chargers, I can go and check that. There's so many awesome ways to see the personal touch, the personal connection of the wonderful people at GG Cards and Breaks. And it means the world to me. I tell people all the time, it's hard for me to not go there every day. And why wouldn't you, right? Every single day, there's the opportunity that they're bringing out some new singles. Some of their graded cards came back. They just released a ton of Shohei Ohtani rookie cards. They have graded cards that are going to be coming back this week, hopefully. And then they have packs and boxes. And I went in there and I bought a box of 2024 Topps. I bought one box. The entire display was filled. It was gone the next day. The whole thing. Not some of it, all of it. So the Disney Lorcana, they had Into the Inklands, this third series, this third piece of Disney Lorcana. They had that ready to go Friday morning. There was stuff gone already when I went in there on Saturday. And it's so cool. You never know what's going to be in there. You never know how long something's going to last. And it's just fun to connect with. You're a big kid, right? I think every happy adult has a child spirit inside of them. They have a kid spirit inside of them that they feed, and feeding that kid spirit is to me, it's going with my mom, going with my grandma's, to go and collect cards, going with my dad. And, now to give the first card to my godson, to, have Jeff Cook, who was in the studio yesterday, text me after the show and said, you've reinvigorated me into the sports card world, and I want to thank you for that. So it's a really cool hobby. It's really awesome to bond with people, and GG Cards and Breaks does it in such a unique way, and it means so very much to me. So make sure you get yourself out to GG Cards and Breaks, 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. 7 days a week they are open, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6, and on Sundays from 10 to 5. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, guess what? You're awesome. And I appreciate you watching and listening every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. YouTube.com, Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT. And then you have wakeupcalldt.podbean.com, which is where over 1,600 shows are available, as well as our live feed for internet streaming radio Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 Eastern Time here in the morning. You can also find us on these wonderful, wonderful podcasting channels: Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT, on any one of these outlets. A big time thanks to our incredible partners, our family in Central and Upstate New York: Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, GG Cards and Breaks, PB&J's Lunchbox, Avicoli's, Great Lakes Honda City, which is the former Honda City of Liverpool. That's there on Henry Clay Boulevard. Make sure you go over there. It's where I get all my vehicles. Pizza Man, Mother's Cupboard, Chick-fil-A Cicero, and Chick-fil-A Clay, as well as, I don't know why I'm going in and out of country accent. It's just me being fun in the studio. Canine Camp Dog Daycare, and I'm trying to fight myself. Canine Campground, but Canine Campground Dog Boarding. And, of course, we're going to be at the Wildcat tonight. So we look forward to seeing you tonight at 6 p.m., February 28th. Normally the last day in February, but not this year because we have a leap year. So February 28th tonight, I'll be on site on location with the West Genesee Athletic Club. I'm very excited that West Genesee is going to be joining me here. West Genesee, Pop Warner football and cheerleading. Very excited. So many champions this year. They won a ton of championships, and we're going to celebrate the kids tonight. And we are going to be joined by the football commissioner, by the cheer commissioner, and by the president and friend of mine, Greg Collins. Very excited to have you all out for another show at the Wildcat. We have been connecting to the West Genesee community at the Wildcat Sports Pub for now 8 years. And it is my absolute honor and privilege to continue to celebrate that with you tonight. I cannot wait to see you all. So I look forward to you coming out tonight at 6 o'clock. That's Wednesday, February 28th. Come get some pizza, get some drinks. If you're of age, drink responsibly, of course, as always. Get some awesome food, awesome pizza, wings. They have a full menu, folks, too. Love that chicken Caesar wrap. And you can come, and the best fried dough in the Central New York community, in my opinion. So come out to the Wildcat tonight. Hang out with us, 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. Tonight, February 28th, 6 p.m., as we honor West Genesee Pop Warner football and cheerleading and the many championships that they have celebrated. We are also proud to be the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your LeMoyne College Dolphins. It's Fins Up every single month on Wake Up Call. You will find our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. Nobody has the coverage that we have with the LeMoyne College Dolphins, or the access to all of their teams, as well as to the leadership at LeMoyne. So make sure you're with us Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time for Dolphin Time. On the first and third Wednesday of each month, the AD and DT will come to you, proudly presented by this wonderful partnership. Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora, discuss topics that are pertinent to the times and give you a lot of exclusive content during those conversations. And the second and fourth Wednesday of each month at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, you'll find the Dolphin Dive. Today you got both. Today you got a bonus, AD and DT and the Dolphin Dive. Dolphin Dive diving into stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, alumni, and future Dolphins. We had alumni member of the basketball program, Dick Kenyon, on the show today. Once again, many thanks to his family. Special thanks to Kathy and Rick, his children, and just a big old blessing that Dick Kenyon has been to me. And doing that special that you just saw with Dick, which is going to air by itself at noon Eastern time, by the way. So you're going to be able to get the special by itself. So it already aired this morning. It's going to air as its own individual special on Facebook.com and YouTube.com, both /Wake Up Call DT. So just check those out, subscribe, follow, and all the good stuff. My story that I got to do with Dick Kenyon, thanks to his children and thanks to Dick being so open to do it, I have never done anything like it in my career, and it gave me something I didn't have. So thank you to Dick Kenyon and to Rick and to Kathy for being wonderful, wonderful people, and for giving me your time and trusting me with your dad, and Dick for trusting me with your story. I appreciate that very much, and walking with me. Thank you for all your kind words, and God bless you all, truly. You can find all our content on youtube.com /Wake Up Call DT. Click subscribe and the notification bell. The LeMoyne playlist is on our YouTube channel. You can also find them on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage, and you can find them on wakeupcalldt.com underneath exclusive partners. We just added to that page, so make sure you check that out. And for more information, go to LeMoyneDolphins.com. As always, fins up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. The Bobcats, awesome stories get to come to you right here where sports meets life. We've just done 2 specials with esports. Baseball will be coming up. Men's and women's basketball are still fighting for the opportunity of the postseason. Men's and women's soccer vie for national championships pretty much every single season. Bryan and Stratton is not a hidden gem anymore. With 2 years plus of our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership, it has been my passion and my honor to tell the stories of student athletes, coaches, and administration at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse. I want to thank Nick Dimitrievsky as well as Alex Grigorita. I would like to thank Mary Hawkins. I'd like to thank Amy. I would like to thank Clay Gagan Sherman. I'd like to thank Danny Frasina of their history. I would like to also give a thanks to Brian Yurton as well as Tay Baker. I would like to thank Sean Peak, and I would like to thank Connor Carroll. So thank you to and all the student athletes and all of the wonderful countries that they come from. Bryan and Stratton has given me something that I've never had before in my career, and I get to give that to you. So thank you to Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse for believing in me. Thank you for being different in such a positive way. And thank you for your passion and your love and your desire. You got tremendous people there doing amazing things and making history. And how many times in life is something original, right? In today's world, there's a lot of copycats. And at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse, there's so much new. There's so much inaugural and originality. And I love that about Bryan and Stratton. It's a different type of energy, and it plays on something in my heart that I love very much, which is creating. So thank you to Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse and to all the creators that are there, be it teachers, administration, student athletes, and coaches. I appreciate you so much. You can find the Bobcats by going to youtube.com /Wake Up Call DT. Click subscribe and the notification bell. You can find the BSC Syracuse playlist as well on the YouTube channel. And of course, you can find them on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and on wakeupcalldt.com underneath exclusive partners. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. You know what it is. Go Bobcats. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, it has been my absolute honor and privilege to give you a primer to LeMoyne Giving Day with a fantastic conversation featuring Athletics Director of LeMoyne, Bob Beretta, in AD and DT, exclusive to Wake Up Call and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, and my wonderful conversation and sit down and just quality time that I got to spend. That means the world to me with Dick Kenyon. So big time thanks to Dick Kenyon of LeMoyne Men's Basketball History. And God bless to everybody that he mentioned. And of course, Tom Nyland, such a wonderful name there on the Heights. So inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. Big time thanks to Bob Beretta and to Dick Kenyon. Head over to MonPaz today. To me, it's the snack capital. And what I mean by that is, well, go see what I mean by that. whatever your sweet tooth is or your salty tooth is or whatever tooth is, you can find something good for yourself at Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, and they're always creating new things, which is fantastic, and they always find ways to involve the community, which I love. It's like an amusement park in your mouth, and it's also like an amusement park experience because of the personalities and the positivity, the colors, the fun. There's just something to it. It's like going into an old candy shop, and it's local, and I love that. And they're making everything right there at the store. So head to Ma and Pa's today and experience the difference of who they are, which I love and appreciate so very much. Big time thanks to Jim and Angela Bell for believing in me. Shout out to my little brother, James Bell. And shout out to JoJo and everybody at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. They are open all throughout the week. Make sure you go and hang out with them, and closed on Sundays. But outside of that, make sure you go and see them at Ma and Pa's, 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. You can also go to Ma and Pa's Popcorn.com to order anywhere in the world. With that being said, Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, X at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. And as always, God bless you all. Please have as little stress as possible. I know the world puts stress on you, but you decide what you do with it. So when I say God bless, no stress, what I mean by that is take that stress. Make sure that you are purposefully focused on getting the stress out of your life. See it, right? See it, pinpoint it, and then work to get it out of your life, because stress is never a good thing. And do your best, as always, because your best will always be good enough. I hope you have a great day. God bless you all. Tracy, our prayers to you. Hope you get home soon, safe and sound. And I look forward to talking with you all tomorrow, God willing, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Let's have some fun tonight at the Wildcat. Can't wait to see you there. Be well. And as I always say, and just said, but I want to say it again, God bless you all. No stress. Do your best. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk with you soon.